Are you ready? Good evening, everyone. I hope that you're doing well and welcome to the new year and welcome to a new day because this is a brand new day. And I want you to take your time and listen, hear, and see from one of the most powerful, if that's a word, powerful,
Put
men that
another
I
day.
know that can give you what you need if you would just but listen and take heed to what he says. He won't steer you wrong. He knows what he's talking about. He has years and years of experience. Now if you want to go in the right direction, follow this man because he will not lead you wrong. He's a God-fearing man and he will put you on the right track to wealth, health, and happiness. Welcome now. For those of you who don't know him, and for those that do, please help me welcome Mr. Richard Harding.
Welcome,
Come
welcome,
on,
welcome
Mr.
to the
Richard.
Welcome,
call. There we
welcome,
go, there we
welcome.
go.
Got the
Let's
help in
go.
the house.
Welcome, Mr. Richard Harding.
Yes, yes, yes,
My
yes, yes.
goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to a brand new
Good
day. Welcome
morning.
to a new year. It's our first Money Making Monday conversation of the year 2026. And before I jump in with all my excitement about our new day, our new life, and our new opportunity, I would be remiss if I did not give it back up to none other than the birthday girl straddling two states. There's only one person that can walk across their yard and go from North Carolina to Virginia. Executive in her own right and a profit center magnet. Y'all do me a favor. Help me welcome, congratulate Miss Edna Jarrett. Say happy birthday while you're at it.
Yes,
Welcome,
Happy
baby,
baby
happy,
girl.
happy
birthday,
Welcome.
Miss
birthday.
Jared. Happy
Thank you, thank you,
birthday.
thank you, thank you, thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Miss Edna.
And,
Thank you
and,
so much, sir. Thank you,
and,
thank you, thank you.
and the present I want to celebrate today is the present of being present in another year. Today is January 5th. 2026. In my personal history, greatest fraternity in the history of the world was founded on this day back in 1911, dedicated to achievement in every field of human endeavor. But here's what I know. If you're here today, you're one of the few who do versus the many that talk. Because you know that you start seeing the statuses all last week of everybody that said, I'm stepping out of what I was doing in 2025 into a brand new me in 2026, not understanding that that decision has to be backed with action. You backed your decision with the action. And more important than the action, have put yourself in an environment, if you choose to create a new year, because that's the goal. There's a lot of people that whenever they celebrate Happy New Year, nothing really changes but the calendar. But today, by changing the things that we can, accepting the things that we can't change, and having the serenity to know the difference, we're about to explode into a new year. Are you ready? If you're ready,
Yes,
say I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Because
Ready.
here, here's what I
Ready?
do know.
Ready.
Congratulations are in order just for being alive. But that next step, beyond being alive, making a conscious choice to change the things that you can change when it comes to finance. Because does everybody agree in our world, most of what people resolved last year have to do with their health, wealth, or their happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Here's a challenge. If you don't change things, nothing changes. But the things that we can change when it comes to our health and our wealth in particular are the people we invest time in, the expertise that we acquire, and the actions that we take consistently, because consistency is the key to the breakthrough. I'm going to come back to that in a minute because here's some things that we can't change. Like if you think about it, the reason that most people aren't wealthy, if we're honest with ourselves, is that the system was not designed to create wealthy people. It was designed to create workers. Yes.
Yes.
And so for those people that were looking to live the American dream based on the American system, the system's broken. meaning most hardworking people doing all the right things from what they were taught are still falling behind financially. And it's because we're taught a system of linear income where your time and money are tied together, where we're taught that time is money. And that simple belief puts us in a place where most people spend the majority of their time in their lives for a little bit of somebody else's money. Now, at the same time, the other part of the system has inflation silently stealing purchasing power, where things that used to cost a fixed amount in our mind don't cost that anymore. Do you know that penny candy doesn't exist anymore?
Nope.
Right.
There's no such thing as penny candy. The fact that milk used to be so cheap that they would put it on the porch and count on nobody to steal it from you. But now, think about this. For the money that's left, taxes, debt, and the banks are set up to win first. We're taught in a way that sends our money to them, with taxes taking the biggest chunk, debt taking the second, and putting us in a position where we're beholden to banks instead of becoming bankers. And then last but not least, this is something that I'm seeing more and more frequently among my colleagues and my friends. Have you heard of people with retirement jobs?
Yes.
They've worked their whole lives with this promise of 40, 40, 40, only finding themselves forced to go into work again after they put in their good 40 years, because what they made and what it was making wasn't enough, even if they made good money.
Okay.
Now, here's a question. If the system worked, would more people already be free? I mean, why would people still be resolving to get financially free if doing more of what the system taught was producing the result they wanted? Fact is, the hard truth is that working harder just isn't the answer anymore. It never was. Labor in our country, our economy, and our workplace is the most expensive form of income ever created. And if you think about it, the hardest working people tend to make the least money.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, what used to be a strategy back in the Depression era, in the 1920s, we're 100 years later, saving, it just doesn't work anymore. You got to think about it. The savings rate at most banks is well below the rate of inflation. So if you're saving money, that cash that you're saving in the bank is actually going down in value every day. And traditional investing, the way that people were taught, compounded daily interest, takes a long time for people to feel the benefit. And the sheer reality is that most people are one emergency away. They miss one paycheck and the whole financial house of cards falls down. Am I making sense? Now, I
Yes,
want you
sir.
to know I'm not a doom and gloom person. I just want people to know the real problem isn't you. It's not your effort. It's not that people were taught the leverage principles of how money actually works. So across the course of this conversation, it won't be a long conversation because it doesn't take long to see an idea whose time has come. Am I making sense?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I'm going to teach the concepts of leverage and how you can put them to work in your life so that you can surround yourself with the situations that create wealth and exit the traditional system. Because if you ask yourself what most people really want, what most people really want is not just money. Like if I let me ask you, is money a good thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Of
sir.
course, the Bible says that money answers all things. But what people really want with their money is their lives back. They want time freedom. Because you've got a lot of money, but no time to enjoy it. What's it worth to you to gain the whole world? They want a predictable income. They want to know how much is coming in, how much is going out. And that creates a peace of mind. How many of you understand that if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive?
Yes.
Yes, sir. 100% right.
And then this is the main thing that most people want when they say they want to be their own be in their own business, they want to be their own boss. What they really want is to live life on their terms, to do what they want, when they want to do it, with the people they choose to, for as long as they choose to do it. If that's what you really want out of life, let me hear you say, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want you to imagine. I want you, as you step into this year, I want you to imagine building wealth without having to work more hours take any unreasonable, massive risks, or sacrifice your current lifestyle and your current income. Would that be valuable for you?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir.
Somebody said it's too good to be true. But let me ask you this: if it's good and it's true, who taught you that wasn't for you? Because what if you could build wealth without it taxing your existing income, without you waiting decades, and most importantly, without you having to become a financial expert because you put yourself into a community where expertise was provided? Yes?
Yes.
And the
Yes.
most important thing, this is if we come away with nothing else from our conversation, what if you could just get to a place where your money worked harder for you than you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we've been taught the inverse. We've been taught work harder, make more money, work harder, make more money. But at the end of this conversation, I want you to change this. I want you to wait, look at me. I want you to see what I'm saying when I say this. Make your money, make you more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Say it with me. Make your money,
Make your
Make your
money.
Make
money.
your money.
make you more money.
Make
Make
me
Make
more
you
you
money.
more
more
money.
money.
Make me
That's
more
the
money.
that's the secret to wealth, is being in a position where your money is doing the work that it was designed to do, because money's always been a tool. And the game changer in this is being with a team of people, a community, if you will, where everything that you've been taught about money can change. Because here's what MWR exists to achieve. By the way, MWR is an acronym. It stands for Make Wealth Real. I don't want to make wealth a fantasy. I don't want to make it something on your wish list. I want to make wealth. I want you to envision what wealth would be in your terms today. And there's 5 levels to it. We'll talk about each of those as we go through the conversation. But where you got time freedom so that you have more control over your daily schedule. How many of you would love to wake up and decide what you're going to do with your day versus having to go do
That would be
Yes, sir.
what they say?
lovely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But then at the same time, knowing that your time is free because you're financially independent by creating income that comes regardless of whether you go out or not. Want to do this faster so that we're not waiting forever to get the wealth. Because somebody said, well, Richard, this sounds like a get rich quick thing. I said, well, no, it's not a get rich quick thing. But in the United States of America, 9 million people die every year. That's 5,000 a day. That means that only 5 days into the year, almost 50,000 people don't have another chance. But I want you to have the money and time and energy to enjoy it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes,
Like,
it
is
Yes,
is.
everybody
sir.
tired of those plans where you end up wealthy in 40 years so you can finally get a Ferrari, but your knee's not good enough to get down in it?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yes.
And
That's
then
the way of the world.
last, the most important thing for us is managed risk. Everybody say managed risk.
Manage
Manage
the
Manage
risk.
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 See, they say that investing is dangerous, that it's risky. Well, what's true is that un inexpert investment is gambling. If you don't know or have people on your side teaching you the strategies,
Mhm.
it is risky. But what's
Yeah.
riskier is not investing. They're not even on the road to wealth. And here's what I want you to understand about my conversation today. It's not a theory. It's proven, and it's already working for thousands, including some of the people that you'll see on this webinar. And I want to welcome you. I actually want to welcome you officially to Make Wealth Real. You might be hearing this conversation for the first time. Don't let it be the last time, because you've been blessed to be invited into the only lifestyle and legacy company of its kind in the world with one simple mission. We want to have the bragging rights that we created more financially independent families than any company in history. I mean, think of it. How many of you, let me ask you, how many of you came from a wealthy family? No hands up.
Yes.
I did not come from a wealthy family. But what that
Yeah.
means is that the requirement for wealth is that a wealthy family should come from you. Hey, Chris. And as we jump into the conversation, here's a simple concept. With our community, with our family, the process that we go through is that we understand that most plans for creating wealth require more money. Anybody ever heard that? It takes money to make money?
Yes, I
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
have.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What most people never taught us was it doesn't have to be your money. We have a system in place to create the money that we need to create the wealth so that you don't need to drain your savings, get a second job, become a financial expert, and get this is the best part. You don't have to guess. You don't have to DIY your money. Like, don't go to Home Depot, Money Depot to figure out from somebody in the orange vest how you going to put together your financial machine.
Yes,
Our
sir.
MWR's wealth system is built on a simple acronym. It's built on having access to experts that wealthy people always had access to. Like, it's one of those things that you got to think about. The difference between you and most wealthy people is the circle of expertise about money that's surrounding you. And unfortunately, there were more people in the school systems and the education system specializing in broke mastery than wealth mastery. Does that make sense?
I
Yes.
believe it.
Yes, sir.
Self-funding. That's my acronym, SELF. SELF. Self-funding. And how we do it is we break it down into 4 parts. The first is a shift. Everybody say shift.
Shift.
Yeah.
Shift.
That's the S, where we reclaim the money that is your birthright. It's not just your birthright, it's your money that's being shifted out into other people and other places to be spent. We're going to earn and create new income streams. They put that in your notes. Earn. L is for leverage, where you're able to multiply the results by using the experts, using the power of teams and other people's time and the bank's money, other people's money. Everything about leverage requires other people, but it was Earl Nightingale that first said it's impossible to get rich without enriching others. And then last but not least, there's freedom, where you're able to build a passive income. What is that? That's money making money with income producing assets. This conversation potentially being a part of it for you. How do we do the first part? The first part, most important part in any wealth equation, is the recapture of lost money, right? And that's what we do. We put your money back in your pocket. How many of you want your money back in your pocket?
I do.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you don't want your own money, then you can leave now, because that's where this starts. We got a team of experts that shift the money you're giving to the government, to the banks, and the big business back to you. And those savings come back in the form of tax savings. How many of you know if your taxes go down, your paycheck goes up?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If your
Yes, that's a
debt
big
goes down, the ability for your cash to flow through more periods of your life helps. If your bills go down, if your credit gets better, our average member immediately sees an impact of about $700 a month in buying power and $2,000 or more per month over the course of that first year. Now, if you could get $2,000 of your hard-earned money flowing back into your home, would that help you have the
Yes.
money to invest?
Yes, it would.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so do me a favor, for brevity, and so that we have time for training between now and a bunch of other things that are going to happen over the next 48 hours. Just drop in the chat. If you got a tax savings or an increase in pay from working with the membership, put in the chat so that we can see and congratulate you for the things that our experts were able to do for you. And I want to underscore that. It's not that suddenly you became a tax expert. We just upload some documents and they go to work and lower taxes, which for the average person working results in an increase in pay. So drop those in the chat for me. Angela got $587 back in her paycheck. Chuck, $220. I mean, imagine, guys, if you had any amount of money in your pay break, in your paycheck increase, without you having, oh, by the way, let me put mine in here. I got $1,272 a month back on my check.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Expertise matters because they say the more you make, the more they take. If you got a high paying job, you also in a high tax bracket, but having our membership puts you in a place where you've earned the ability to have more. Anybody get some debt relief or bills reduced? Anything that the membership's done for you in terms of shifting money back to you, because that's an ongoing process. Increase in score, 750 to 832, 120-point credit score increase. And here's what happens when your score goes up. Cost of money, access to money, all of those go down. Excellent, excellent. So make sure that we come back to this, because that's the first step, is just getting the experts to work. Now, the important point to take away from this shift, if you could have shifted it yourself, you would have done it by now. Yes? But
Yes.
rather than you having to become an expert in all of those areas and several others that I didn't even feature on the screen, we got a team and a system where you upload the document, they do the work, you get the result, and now you have money to go about the process of investing in buying, building, and growing income producing assets, because that's the key to wealth. It's not
Mhm.
your job. It's not getting paid more at work. It's not savings. It's being in a place where your money comes from sources other than you. Now, second is earned. The company itself, our partnership with MWR, our affiliate system, gives us multiple streams of income, including recurring monthly income. Here's how it works. We have no formal advertising. There, you won't see a Super Bowl commercial or an ad running in the playoffs for someone to help you make wealth real. But the person that invited you did you the best financial favor in your life. But just through that process of invitation, you invite 2 or 3 people to take a look at what we do. Yes?
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir.
then they invite 2 or 3 people to take a look at what we do. That's already a team of 6, 9, 12 people. And what excited me when I first heard this conversation was that a team as small as 12 members paid $600 a month. Now, for most people, that's a good car payment. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it
But
is.
there was a man that started with a team of 3, grew it to 12, and then they changed the world. When that team grows to 36 to 90 members, now you're looking at $1,500 to $3,000 a month, part-time, for word of mouth. You don't do the work. You don't change their finances. You put them in touch with the experts, but you're paid a mortgage or rent payment in return for excited invitation and development of leaders. Who likes the sound of that?
Yes, sir.
Because here's where fire starts. You get to a place where that team of 90 introduces 5 people the next year, 480 members, about 500 members in this business gives you a 6-figure annual income. How many of you made an extra 120 to $300,000 could fire your boss?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow
Shoot,
morning.
shoot, in real life, how many of you could hire your boss?
Yes, sir.
And then and here's the thing, there's no limits on how big a network we can grow. 6,000 team members push you in a place where you're earning upwards of $1 million in a year. Now, I've gone through the steps because this is how the organization grows. You don't just pop up one day, say I'm in, and suddenly you earn $1 million a year. But how many of you would love the opportunity not only to live the life of your dreams, but to give that gift to other people?
Yes, sir.
And here's the blessing of the way that MWR compensates. What's so brilliant about it is that it's income that pays repeatedly. You get paid over and over and over and over again. For a team member, you might have referred only one time. And that's how you accelerate your income, meaning now you've got a second source of leverage. You started with other people's expertise, with the experts to shift money back to you. But now you got that second leverage source. You got other people's time where you helping them helps you get to your goals faster. Anybody love the incentive of helping somebody else get wealthy?
Yes, sir.
And then here's the banker secret. We actually have access to bank business funding where we get the leverage of other people's money through the banks. See, wealthy people don't wait until they have save enough to invest. They use other people's money. And with our MWR Fundable 360 program, it's something that's been introduced to our membership in the last 6 months to a year. But now we can get business funding, minimum $50,000 in guaranteed ongoing unsecured business funding. How many of you would love the idea of having funding for your business and your investment ideas with no collateral, no personal guarantees, no personal credit risk? You just became fundable. Because I got
Yes,
to
sir.
admit, let me be the transparent one on this zone. I have had times in my life where I was not fundable or credit worthy. I don't know if any of you have ever been to the bank and applied for the credit card they suggest, and the bank that gets your check direct deposited said no. What if you had access to a funding source, evergreen, meaning every year you have $50,000 more to invest? What would you do with it? Well, let me let you know what all of us should be doing with our money. I've got a news clip that I might play during our training when we get a second. But if you are in the process of investing, what you need to look for is ways to put money in places where it grows and grows in value. That making sense? And one of the things that
Yeah.
MWR has done, we specialize in traditional investments for many years, but we have cracked the code when it comes to precious metals, specifically this year in silver. Because most investments, if you think about it, when you put some money in the stock market, what are you looking for?
The return on your investment.
You're looking for growth. You're looking for growth. You're hoping that that company does well and that stock goes up in value. Yes?
Yes.
Any of us that
Yes,
have
sir.
invested in crypto or Forex or any of those, we're hoping that the perceived value of that thing goes up. And with silver, we have the first and only silver rental program in America. And the analogy I use is using silver like a house. Because MWR is not just all the excitement that's going on in the media where silver is going up in value because everything needs silver, including the device that you're listening to me on. But it isn't just a way to store value. MWR has cracked the code where they can collateralize. That's a fancy word for saying use it as the property, the asset that money's loaned against, and that creates passive income. What does that mean, Rick? They pay us every month because we have it. How many of you would love to have something that's skyrocketing in value, but you also get paid every month because you have it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
See, my landlord friends understand this concept because when you buy that house, you are expecting the house to go up in value, and it tends to. But you're also
Yes.
expecting to get monthly rent payments. One of my tenants was almost late today. They paid on the 5th. Here's the thing about silver: it's never late. No toilets, tenants, or headaches, but it produces appreciation and it works for you so that we earn anywhere from up to 2% monthly. That's 24% annually. Now, somebody's saying 24%, is that a lot? Hell yeah, that's a lot. That's 24,000 times more than any money that we put in the bank. Am I making sense to you? Like, that's the kind of money
Yes,
your
sir.
credit card company makes on money you borrow from them. You get the benefit from the asset as it appreciates. And here's the best thing: you don't have to take the risk or have the headaches. At every point, your silver's still worth the value of silver, and you don't even need to have the skills to know where to do it. And here's the reality: it's tangible, liquid, and real. I mean, I don't know if you've known somebody that's been in a house but couldn't get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that you hear the price and value of silver every day is you can sell it any day that you decide to have it stop making money for you. But if something's making money for you, why would you sell the goose that laid the silver eggs? And it's simple. This is the best thing, Angela. It's simple. You click to buy. You click on another button to start it into the rental program to earn money, and then you get paid. We're starting to get those first payments from the silver we bought last quarter this month, right? And that's it. I'm done. Like, people are like, that's real simple, Rick. We're trying to keep it simple. KISS. If you shift money back to you with our membership by use of our experts, earn by building a team, letting people know the power of what we're doing, and then create the leverage. You got the ultimate source for creating freedom because now you've got assets that can pay and appreciate at the same time. You're getting paid month after month for work you've already done. What could be better than this? Savings, income, funding, and assets all in one community, in one ecosystem, so that we don't have to go outside the community looking for results. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So when I
Yes,
say
sir.
join the MWR community, it's not just an invitation. It's an invitation to make an educated, informed decision. Now, there's two paths to getting started. I'll lay those out and let you choose whichever one makes the most sense for you. If you choose a membership only, it's a $159 investment. That's savings plus silver plus the experts. You get access to all of the experts that shift the money back to you. You get access to our silver rental agreements and other experts in other investment areas that might be right for you. There's no contracts that includes you and your spouse. But if you understand our economy and the power of accelerated wealth, business plus a membership is $259 to start. It's $100 one time, $159 a month. What most of us spent on a night out to eat for New Year's can have your family eating for the rest of your lives and create generational wealth. Gives you full membership access to everything else that we get in the other tier, but you also get the business systems, the sites, the training, and the support. And that's what makes a new you. See, the fastest way that you can make a decision to change by yourself, but the fastest way to make a change in your life is to change the people around you and what information they are feeding you. If you ever look around and you found yourself surrounded by 5 broke people, you're number 6. But if you surround yourself with people that are committed to the creation of wealth, experts in that creation, and do the things they do, you'll create wealth, because birds of a feather flock together. And you can start wherever you want, whatever's comfortable for you, upgrade whenever you choose. But the most important thing is to make a decision and ask yourself, in a broken system, can continuing to play the same game the same way that I've been playing create a different result?
No.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different to happen. If you want something different, you got to do something different. Because if nothing changes 5 years from now, will you be financially free? If you answer those questions, your decision's already made. You got to get together with the person that invited you. Make sure you welcome yourself officially to the Make Wealth Real family. Let's get connected and connect that legacy and lifestyle so that you can not only step into a new year, but a new you, and create a new future for your family, your children, and your children's children. We're going to take a break right here. But before I go, make sure that you make a commitment to making wealth real, to making this the best financial year of your life, starting with the decision to take action. See, most people look at business in terms of ROI. That's return on investment. One other factor I want you to consider is what they call COI. It's the cost of inaction. Cost of inaction. What if I wait? Well, I know what it was like for people that are looking at the price of silver heading towards $100 that waited when we said it, when we were getting in at 30 and 40 bucks. Does that make sense? We didn't even have the rental contracts in place, but the power of taking action and moving in a direction is it creates momentum, and it's action that'll make a new year and a new you. Take action. We'll take 2 minutes and we'll get switched over for training. Is that good?
Yes,
Good night,
sir.
everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.